Hello, my friends. I am Peymon Mottahedeh, the president of Freedom Law School, which I created in 1996. In this presentation, I will answer this common question that comes up. Is the federal income tax a direct tax or indirect tax? It acts like a direct tax, but many people claim it's an indirect tax. Well, we're going to go start out with the U.S. government's official source of the U.S. Constitution at constitution.congress.gov. And there you'll see in Article 1, Section 8, that it does say that Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties, impose and excises, to pay the debts and provide for the common defense and general welfare of the United States, okay? But all duties, imposed, excises shall be uniform throughout the United States. Well, guess what, folks? Imposts and duties, right? Excises, one of them is like oil tax. Here, from Internal Revenue Code, Section 4612, folks, okay, has its own definition and special rule. And what you see right here, folks, is from the Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws, just like the book I have here. You see this thing online, all this 10,000 pages of gobbledygook, tiny font. You see it right now clearly, nice big print on your screen. And here it tells us that this section on oil has special definition and rules because this is subchapter A on tax on petroleum. Okay? And after defining many common things like crude oil, it defines United States, which as you can see includes the 50 states and a bunch of territories and more. See, because excises can be laid in all of the 50 states. However, okay, direct taxes are different. Representative and direct taxes shall be apportioned among the several states which may be included within this union. Yes, the number of people that represent you in Congress and direct taxes shall be according to the numbers of people, in each state. And guess what? That was done in America many, many times. This is just one occasion, the first one, which laid a direct tax on the American people, as you see in this 1798 Act on the top right, July 19, 1798. It says it's a direct tax of $2 million, right? It's hereby laid and apportioned. Here's a list of states. You see them all, New Hampshire and the rest of them, all listed to divide the tax amongst all the states of the Union, which existed at that time. This was done many, many times over. Okay? How about the 16th Amendment? Did that change anything? No, it didn't. Even though it sounds like it did, because it says the Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived without apportionment among the several states and without regard to any census or enumeration. That's what it says. Guess what? The Supreme Court, in the case of Stanton versus Baltic Mining Company in 1916, told us that by the previous case of Bruce Shaver versus Union Pacific Railroad, it was settled that the 16th Amendment did not confer no power of taxation to Congress. That's right. 16th Amendment did not change anything to Congress. No power of taxation whatsoever. So how did they do it? It's by the Constitution that the federal government has exclusive legislation in all cases whatsoever over the area, which later on got to be known as the District of Columbia. And that's why, in the case of Down versus Bidwell in 1901 U.S. Supreme Court, the court said that the Congress has jurisdiction to create laws within territories and circumstances, particularly those dealing with revenue, which would not be allowed by the Constitution for the states. Right? You see, this court said that the Constitution does not necessarily apply to territories. Yes, so all the restrictions you heard on direct versus indirect taxation do not apply at all to the U.S. territories like D.C. So what they did when they came up with the first 1913 law, here it is, a copy of that every citizen of the United States residing in the United States must pay income tax. Guess what? United States citizen and the land is not the 50 states. As you see here, state and United States only include Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, and other U.S. territories at the time. And today, here we have from Title 26 Internal Revenue Code, Section 7701 definitions. It tells us when used in this Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code, the term United States and state now only includes the District of Columbia for definition of state and United States. Yep. So United States only is D.C. Income tax only applies to D.C. Therefore, meaning that the income tax is neither direct or direct because those restrictions apply only to the Union States. For Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia, it's irrelevant. Doesn't apply. They can tax any way, shape, or form the federal government wants in District of Columbia. That's why the Internal Revenue Code applies only to District of Columbia, except some exceptions like oil taxes, which are specifically listed in there. Income tax does not apply to you unless you are a citizen or resident of District of Columbia or federal worker or contractor. For more on this topic, watch the full complete video, and our description below is listed there. And remember, you should go to our website, folks, okay, at Freedom Law School website, and take the 7 steps right there. To restore freedom, you want to go through the 7 steps to never again have to pay the crooks in D.C. any more money at freedomlawschool.org. So with that, folks, watch the detailed video, then go to freedomlawschool.org for more, for you to be free of slavery now.